Well, I do think that story is actually funny, and it did get us sidetracked successfully. Um, I will definitely come back to the mental health topic now. So, if you want to take part in it, you go. But yeah, I don't want to derail sort of the discussion here because we were actually, um, yeah, talking with Ellie, and I still have some messages to read about that. So, winter depression. I've been extremely tired, and after an emotional event triggering my very well handled PTSD, I got so drained and self harmed for the first time in a very long time. That really sucks. I'm really sorry for that. But that has felt like a defeat to accept. Mm. With winter depression, I've also been struggling. I am taking vitamin D now, and it's been like way more manageable. So I can only like recommend. I don't know if you already do that. It seems like a really easy fix, but it does actually sort of work. So it's good that it's easy, I guess. Also tried vitamin like B6, and that one's going well as well. Especially with the like feeling tired, and sort of like exhausted. Which for me like really comes with the like it getting darker sooner. And well, with the event, like, were you able to talk to someone about this? Thank you for the follow in, Trophy Cat. I don't know if I said that already. I do have it at home. I just need to start a routine of taking them. Oh, I get that. I get that. It definitely was a struggle for me too. I got one of these like medicine trays where it says like the days, and you have like a tiny thing, you know? um and because I sort of like easily lose track of the different days. Like it's not like I remember it like specifically been yesterday, but I remember it sort of like with like the sort of with an image. So it's more like I can like see the like time of day maybe, or like sort of guess, and stuff like this. And if there's nothing specific tied to it where I can be like, okay, this actually like specifically happened yesterday, then I don't really know when it has been, or I can sometimes just like sort of get like doubtful about that. So that's why I got these like tiny trays, because then I specifically know like, oh, I didn't take it yesterday, and this is today, so I need to take it today, and stuff like this. So maybe that helps you too. And I have them like in the kitchen, like next to the sink. So somewhere where like I'm at multiple times at that day, and the first time I go there, I just take it. Like the first time I see it, I take it. That's the routine I've built. And it works pretty fine. So I don't know. If you're one of those people, like maybe that helps you. Yeah. But definitely for me, like it needs to be somewhere where I can see it. Like if I don't see it, I have to remember. But if I see it somewhere, I don't have to remember. And that's the good part. Um, I do have a healthcare person I speak to, but I couldn't speak with that person at the moment it happened. Hmm. Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know if that's like really something you want to do, but I just sort of want to offer that you can always just, like send me a DM or try and call me or just send a message into the mental health chat in Discord. I feel like, I don't know, like even if I wouldn't be there, like with a bit of luck, somebody would be there who would take the time to just be there for you. It might not be perfect, fair, but it's just, I guess, like one more resource you can note in your support system. But you said now it's better. So you sort of like, would you say you like got over the PTSD triggering event and sort of had like a, oh, by the way, like if you have ads, like you need to tell me, right? Because otherwise I'm talking to ads. Like this is like somebody needs to tell me, because it like technically Twitch is telling me when you guys should be having ads, but Twitch is like, there's been so many people having ads when Twitch is not telling me this, and there's so many people who have been telling me that they don't have ads if Twitch is telling me that they do have ads. So the information I get from Twitch are highly unreliable. I can't stress this enough. It's like 9 out of 10 times it's wrong. I would argue more. It's probably like 19 out of 20 times or something. So I definitely, yeah, always good to give me a heads up. No, here ads, notice. Yeah, I don't know. Like Twitch is telling me again that it's like it would be ads, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I just want to make sure like Ellie is hearing me. So what? And Ellie got one, yes. Thank you so much, Navadim. Thank you. Yeah, you actually hit. It's so amazing. Domino Patuli also got one. Easy. I love that I got a McDonald's ad with abrupting you with big tasty delicious big with tasty dip. I love that. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, Naradim. Thank you for 5 gifted subs. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Oh, so now that you're here for sure, Ellie, till when did you hear me still? Just to, so I know what I have to sort of repeat. Oh, I'm still really happy. Thank you so much, Nadim. I again had decision paralysis. Okay, yeah. Exactly. So you can always like also like send a message in Discord when you need some emotional support. And even if I'm not there, somebody might see it. And even if that help might not be perfect, I think you can just add that like as a mental note to your support system. As like a tiny extra resource, you know? And then oh my god, I completely lost it. I think I was asking whether with the event now you're sort of entirely like done with it and like everything is fine now, or if you maybe still want to talk about it and there's still, I don't know, it's still like weighing on you. And it doesn't need to be the event itself, right? It can also just be the disappointment that your success beforehand, right? Because you said it was like really nicely managed so far. That this just sort of showed you that it's maybe not as stable as you thought. And I don't know, because I can only imagine that it's like really disappointing, maybe. because it's like there's always, like, for me at least, there's always sort of like a picture you make, and there's always this hope that you're just done with a struggle. Um, and I feel like, especially if it's been going like so well so long and you didn't have like much contact with it, it's one of those situations where, even though technically we all know that we're gonna stay the same person, we're gonna have had those experiences forever, that it's still that there's like this tiny hope that we just turn normal. And I don't know, I feel like that, I guess, hope shattering in this moment can also add to the heaviness of such a situation. So yeah, I just sort of want to offer that if you want to talk about any of that, you can. I received EMDR therapy that worked very well, but I didn't get all the sessions I needed since the healthcare boss decided it was necessary in their budget. Chill. So much of my triggers are neutral, but this one apparently wasn't, and it surprised me to a degree why I didn't know what to do. I was back to being okay handled. Oh, that's really annoying. Like, triggers are so much more manageable, right? When you like really know like when they happen and sort of like what context it usually is. But when it like surprises you, it hits like way different. Because you don't receive, like, you don't notice the signs as well before. EMDR therapy is, so there's, I need to check what this one specifically is, because maybe I know what it is. Because I always forget these, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, okay. Actually, I have not done that. I only did, I wait. Anyways, I just know the long term, okay? Imaginary exposure therapy. And so imaginary exposure therapy, normal exposure therapy, and memory. I think it's imagery rescripting. Yeah, so I did those. But I actually heard about EMDR as well. It's probably costs like 100 euros a session. God damn. Okay. Oh, I see. So there's like, is it like the specific person you take therapy from is private? Because I can't imagine that like EMDR therapy as a whole is now not covered by health insurance anymore. Especially, I would argue like from like where you live that it's like, you know, like I don't know if you like want people to know the country you live in, but I would just assume that like mental health insurance coverage is better actually than here or in Germany. So I'm sort of surprised to hear that it's not covered. I had a meeting with someone working with what is it? Imaginary exposure just talking about events, but he cancelled the meeting the first time because patient is too affected by that. I'm a male. I mean, I think that might be smart though. Because like normal imaginary exposure therapy is there is like imaginary and like image exposure therapy or something. But imaginary exposure therapy can be like really hard. Like any therapy, right? But like when I did it, the situation I was in, like I have like a really good relationship with my therapist, so it didn't really like affect too much that he was like that he was male. But I think if you have like a less good relationship with your therapist, I don't think it will work. Like I do believe that it's gonna affect the therapy because this type of exposure therapy is really, really uncomfortable. And it doesn't have like a happy end or something, right? Because essentially you just how it's like supposed to work, right? Is that you go into the experience and you experience the experience, and your body learns that you didn't die and everything is fine. But it's definitely not like a soft type, easy thing. It's like you confront specifically this like, I don't know, like traumatizing experience, and you live through it. So you confront your biggest fear, I guess. How do I describe it? I'm getting covered by the region I'm part of, and they decided that it wasn't needed prioritized anymore. Huh? So you mean the like not your personal mental health coverage, right? But they decided that this type of therapy is not needed as part of the public system, or I'm like sorry if I'm asking like stupid questions. I'm like, I think I just really like low-key also don't want to accept that because like it's I don't know, I'm always like really disappointed when our mental health care system shows to be unhelpful. Let's call it unhelpful. Okay. So it's yeah. That's stupid. Yeah. But it's weird that it's like region per region. Like that's odd to me. Like that system that it like depends on the region. But yeah. I don't know if this therapy is like possible to do online because I do know that there's like online services for therapy and they are cheaper. But yeah, I don't know if it's good good setting for this type of therapy. So, no. Is ISH, by the way, the exposure therapy type? Is that also the short form for it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, imagery based exposure. Ah, yeah, that's the one. Why is it ISH? What? Okay, yeah, whatever. But yeah, that one is really hard. Have you like ever done it, or like, so like was it cancelled like after the first session happened or before the first session happened? Or like while the first session happened? Hmm. Yeah. Oh, well. Oh no, mental health is expensive. Let's just not do it anymore. Love that. Love that for them. Perfect. Amazing. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Oof, yeah, $100 an hour is definitely something. Yeah. Ah, okay. Yeah. Like I personally have like I did it once. And I personally didn't like it. I don't necessarily think it helped me too much. I really like this therapy style where you I don't know how it's like necessarily called. Yeah, imagery rescripting, that one. That one I really liked because it's like you go into that traumatic memory, but you change the narrative of it. And that's how you sort of try to change the emotional meaning of it. And so, for example, for a memory where you before felt like helpless in, you then can like change what happened so that you get the feeling that like next time you would be in such a situation, you wouldn't be helpless anymore, but you would be like could be able to like help yourself and stuff like this. And often you need a full 12 sessions, so you need to be damn 100 €1,200 easy. Yeah, okay, so that's a tiny fortune. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Damn. Mm. Ah, that's annoying. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I think the best, like, I guess the possibility there is like, see if there's like anything online for this, but I don't know if there is. Or I don't know if this is like a viable therapy to do online. Or like check out the other things, right? Like maybe they do imagery rescripting, like the thing I did, and that could help. Mm. Like I don't know, I think like the imagery rescripting for me really Um, how do I describe this? So I guess it sort of depends on like how a situation is influencing you, right? Because it's like if you have a situation where not specifically the situation itself is haunting you, but more what the emotions, like what you learned from the situations and the emotions it did, that you sort of like fear like an outcome like this or something. I feel like then imagery rescripting can really help because it's essentially like showing you how that situation could go different and how you could be fine in that situation. And I feel like that can give like a lot of, I guess, like safety, and like can alleviate like a feeling of like being like a victim and being at the mercy of somebody else when you go into this like rescripting, because you can like find a solution, I guess, to this and take control in that rescripting part. And that like sort of gives you back the feeling of control in that moment, I guess. I guess it can also definitely help with like if you're stuck with a situation because you think it's like so unfair and you just like it's sort of like clashing with your worldview that something like this should like never happen to someone, or that people should have done something and stuff like this. And with the imaginary exposure, I personally don't like it or didn't like it for the situation I was doing. Because while it helped like a little bit, I don't feel like it can take away like all fear of a situation. Because there's no happy end to that, because you just like experience it and you sort of learn like, hey, if this were to happen, like you gonna be like fine. Like it's not gonna like it's maybe gonna suck, but it's not gonna be the end of the world. Where it's like this is like not an amazing outcome. You know what I mean? Like it's like okay, I feel like less than before, but it still sucks. So I feel like with the rescripting part, it's I guess like just because it's giving a better outcome, I like it more. Mm. I also, I guess, like the rescripting part more because it's usually about situations which, so it's about situations which actually happened. And I'm like one of those people, I feel like, where like a lot of the things I like go through like have like a very specific route. And not like a very, very specific route, but a like there's like one or multiple situations where this formed. And there's some situations like really stuck with me, and I feel like if I can alleviate myself from the emotional trauma of like these specific situations, then it helps me today to not be so overwhelmed by like new situations. So I feel like that's why I like the rescripting part more. Because with the imaginary thing, it's, I don't know, I feel like you have to do like a lot of times to actually sort of like, I don't know, get over it or something. And it's also like really exhausting because you're confronting your like biggest fears in that moment. And it's like you don't leave the session with like a happy end, which gives you a lot of like work to do like after the session, because you need to like emotionally regulate and sort of like gain back energy and stuff like this. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like imaginary exposure, to me, it seems like one of those things where it's like really good when it's not, but I guess it's always something like really bad. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really know about that therapy, like that exposure therapy method. Like I just don't like it from like what it does. Um, I guess I'm just like not a type for that type of therapy. So I can't really imagine how that's sort of helping. Yeah. Mm. Neutralize triggers, all right. So I'm definitely like so I know what you mean. I'm just gonna sort of like share how it was for me. And I feel like maybe, I don't know, this can sort of, I don't know, I sort of hope that it might give you ideas, but that it's definitely, I don't know, just like, I guess showing you that it's not like you're not alone with this or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. um, so for me, with the neutralizing triggers, it's definitely annoying. I noticed that actually a lot of the triggers for me are not from 0 to 100 instantly, but there's actually sort of like a build-up situation. Where I so far, like back then, um, I just didn't address the feelings building up until it was too much to handle. So I sort of like I stayed in situations, even though it was already like not good for me. And I sort of like I had a really, really, like it's really hard for me to sort of like notice feelings sometimes. And I'm getting definitely better with this because yeah, like autism. But it's definitely something which is like more like I definitely need to learn this. Like it's not as natural as to other people maybe. Um, and therefore I was just like in these situations and my head was sort of like stuck in it and like wanting to fight, and my body was getting a panic attack. And so the way I've been sort of like going about this, because I also have like I think not like full-blown PTSD, but like sort of PTSD. Um, like I don't know what the official diagnosis of me is, but I know that we like talked about me sort of having PTSD. Um, and so I kind of try to learn to notice those feelings earlier and then pull myself out of the situation or address the feelings or do something with these feelings, like interact with those feelings before it gets really bad. So in some situations, it's just like fear building up. In other situations, it's that I already have sort of like I guess like mistrust or like a feeling of like not being safe. But I don't address it because I don't feel like I have like an official cause or whatever for it. And I don't know, I just put it away with like, oh, well, I just like I can't know this right now. Like maybe I'm just being paranoid. Like this is like unfair of me to think or whatever. But the thing is, like these feelings are there, right? And they are influencing me, whether I like it or not, sort of. So it's not really a question of like if this is okay with me to think or whatever, but it is there and I do think that, and it really helped me to sort of like notice this and be like, okay, actually, like why? Like what if like what in that situation or what in this behavior of the other person like is making me feel unsafe, is making me feel like I need to like be strong and like I don't know, like have this like huge shield up and whatever. Um and I don't know, like something sometimes it's something you can fix and other times it's something where I just notice like damn true, like that person is like so judgmental and that's why I believe that, or damn true, that person is constantly like pushing boundaries of the people around them, and it's not like bad boundaries right now, but it's like, you know, um and it sort of helped me to pull the, I guess, like point of conflict into a um into a spectrum where there's like less pressure on it. Um, and that's sort of, I guess, how I handle triggers, if that makes sense. I don't know if that explanation was really good. Um, but I definitely notice how this is also affected sort of by energy management. And hi, Grumpy Palace, by the way. Morning. Um, so if I have like really bad energy management and I'm like exhausted already or I'm sick and like stuff like this also gets worse. So I always need to, because then like my pressure is like generally on a like higher level, right? So even if I confront the triggers like earlier, it's like still sometimes like too high to like fully sort of avoid them or whatever. Um, but yeah, yeah. But the thing is, it's like, it's your feelings are yeah, your feelings are always valid. Like I know this is a thing we throw around the entire time and like to everybody and everywhere. And so it doesn't like, it feels like it doesn't really mean anything and it's like duh. But your feelings are there. And if you suppress them, they are still there. Like they're suppressed and you don't like maybe talk about them and you don't think about them, but they're still there. Like fully suppressing feelings, you just can't. Um, so if you can, um, to me it really changed when I got curious about them. Um, and when I, on one hand, actually like in some situations, it's like once you think about them, it's like actually I can't really know if I know. Like I'm not even like I don't think like maybe this is actually not really what's going on. And then you can like sort of confront it and can actually ask that person and sort of like in like a, I guess like deep like the question is still like it's more it's not like, oh, like are you are you murderer, but it's more like I don't know, like the way you say this right now like made me think like you're like hiding something. Like is there something up where I like should know, or like hey, like sorry, like you the way you just acted makes me feel like there's like something in the bush and you like might resent me. Like did I say something wrong? And sort of like from that point you can sort of engage with the other person about this and get more information. And this doesn't work with everyone, right? For sure, but it works with some people. So that's how you can sort of like challenge it. But you don't always need to challenge yourself. I feel like in other cases, it's just like really good to be aware of this. And then if that person, for example, like then comes to you and like with the example from before and is like trying to push your boundaries, it's like you can instantly say like, I said no. Like even if it's just about, can I have a slice of cheese? I said no before, still no. And I think that can, I don't know, I think that really helped me because it made me challenge those feelings, which in a lot of cases it actually works out like really well. And on the other hand, it made me prepare for situations where I noticed those feelings and I sort of like I tried talking to them and there was like negative feedback on that, or like more ambiguous answers and like more, you know, like just like an answer where you're like, okay, so that person, like now I'm not more paranoid than before. And then you can sort of like already like adjust yourself instead of getting, because there's a lot of knowledge in your body, right? Like I feel like sometimes we're like, especially as women, and I don't know, maybe as men too, but I don't live that experience, so I have no clue. But I feel like to me it's like I've seen this in so many women where it's like that we sometimes really like don't trust our gut feelings. Especially about men, because there's this narrative going around in society that you like, oh, you can't judge a book by its cover, and like all of these excuses why you can't judge them and why you shouldn't be like mean to someone or like impolite or whatever. And I feel like a lot of the times our gut feeling is right. And it doesn't need to be right in a sense that, oh, he's a murderer. And like then he's a murderer, right? But it's usually our gut feeling is more like a feeling which is connected to certain things, like, oh, he's pushing boundaries. And then it's connecting that to the experience we had before. So if the only person we experienced who pushed boundaries was a murderer, we're gonna be like, oh, he's a murderer. What we actually mean is this person is pushing boundaries. So not everybody who's pushing boundaries is a murderer, but that person like is still pushing boundaries. Like there's not nothing, like we're not we're not making things up, you know, like there's something which is triggering these emotions or thoughts or feelings, and I feel like it's really useful to find out what it is. That's amazing that he started to ask the person straight up if he was a sociopath once. He took it really well and told me he actually thinks he is. Well, okay, which made my feelings about this person valid. It went into more important question about how he sees other people's friendships and relationships. Damn. Just, are you a sociopath? Like, no. Are you sure though? Oh, I love that. But yeah, like I do think that makes sense. And so I feel like, so that's what I learned. I learned that my gut feeling is like actually mostly right, but that the judgment based on my gut feeling is sometimes just like really dependent on the experiences I lived through, and not leaving open that spot for this person could be pushing boundaries. But it can be for multiple reasons. Like, they don't need to be a murderer. Like, they can also just be a dick. They can also maybe actually feel insecure and not wanting to see that insecurity. And that's why, like, they're doing this. Like, there's so many, like, I've learned that there's so many different reasons why people do stuff. But that this, like, initial gut feeling is definitely always telling you something. And it's like sometimes hard to find out, to like go from, oh, I feel like that person is a murderer, and then like find out actually what I mean is that this person is pushing boundaries and that's unsafe. But yeah, like this initial thing is usually like always right. And I feel like, I don't know, like for me, it's, I don't know why, but I was really with a part of therapy, I got really insecure because I noticed all of the things which happened, and I learned that not the entire world is bad, and I got really doubtful about my own judgment. Because I had to go from I believe they're a murderer to I believe they push boundaries, or like I like have seen them push boundaries, sort of. And I think that step is sometimes like sort of like harder. And in that step, it can seem like, oh, like I just make up like the feeling that they're a murderer, and then like, but like I can't do this, blah blah blah. And that's like so unfair to them, which like it sort of is, but it has like a like there's something in there which makes you go into that direction. And I think it's really important to also not ignore that, because otherwise I have found myself in situations where I was like, oh no, like this is like unfair to think. Like I have to be like I noticed like a biased thought, and instead of like trying to figure out like where that's coming from and what is actually the reason for it and what is like the thing of truth in there, I was just like, oh no, I need to suppress it. Like I don't want to be a bad person. Like I can't be judgmental about other people. But then these people specifically, which have like made like a red warning sign in my head already, right? Where I was like, no, I can't see this. I didn't see other warnings too. Because it's like I have been getting warnings about this person, and the next warning just looks like the one before, and like I'm suppressing warnings, right? So sometimes exactly with those people, it's like I then went like until the point where it actually turned out bad. Where it's like I knew right from the start that there's something I don't like. But because I've ignored that, I also ignored like other red flags. And then I found myself in that like shitty situation being like, man, I knew it. And then next time, this like this feeling of like, oh, I know they're a murderer, it becomes, first of all, it becomes more justified, right? Because you had another experience where it turned out trash and you should have believed in your anxiety. And it's like, it's not, yeah, it's just really like not the way to go. It's like you need to be like curious about those emotions, instead of just like pushing them away and being like, no, I can't have them, or they're bad or whatever. Like they come from somewhere and they tell you something. And a lot of the time it's like really not as obvious as you think. And a lot of the time there's like some adjustment to like get to the bottom of it. But oh my lord, like these situations where you like ignore something negative because you think it's judgmental, and then the other person ends up being exactly that. Is they are the hardest to overcome. Like, they're not like omega often or whatever, but they are so annoying to overcome and actually like get past because it feels like you knew. But yeah. Do you know the Muffin Man? No, I have no idea. But how are you managing the symptoms, Ali? So, what is your like? what is working so far? And hi, Grumpy. I'm okay today. I'm not amazing. My day yesterday was a little bit tough. So I think I just need a little bit of like rest, maybe. And yeah, I've been doing a little bit too much the last days. I made this huge list of all the things I want to do. And because I made an actual list, I didn't only remember things when I had the time to and when I wanted to do them, but I could remember them the entire time because I was like, I could check that list, right? And I don't know, I just started like way too many things and forgot the things which I actually wanted to do. So yeah, so I wanted to read yesterday. And what I did instead is I wrote a sort of like one-shot scenario for like D&D. Then I was a little bit on social media, and then I I washed laundry, and then I put some other laundry away, and then I tried to put other laundry away, but that was really stinky. I don't know why, so it went back into the laundry. And then I 3D printed stuff, and I don't know, I ate super late only because I was completely forgetting about it because I was doing so many of these things. And then I don't know, what else did I do? I prepped the package, went to Action as well. I got some gifts for my sister actually. We played some Robinson Crusoe. We talked to the restaurant owner of the curry we got. And yeah, so a lot of things, but not reading. Oh, yeah. So a little bit, yeah, tiny, I don't know, it was like, I got so many things done and I could be happy, but I was really frustrated and irritated for some reason yesterday. Yeah, not sure why. I feel like it could have been because like the day before we went to play tennis and it was raining and we were playing in the rain and it was really cold. So I might have sort of like struggled with like not getting sick again yesterday, but like completely ignored it and then not properly feeding my body and being like hangry for half the day. So yeah. So the plan for today is that I'm just gonna stream, and after the stream I'm just gonna chill. So I'll see if I have energy to read still, because that takes also a bit of energy. But I feel like I might just, I don't know, like polish some dice, paint some numbers on dice, like do something easy, you know, like something where I don't have to think a lot and stuff like this. Um, oh, that was yesterday too. Yesterday I sent out the birthday invitations. Like, I don't know if you remember, but on Monday I was saying on how I've been avoiding it, right? So yesterday I actually did it. Um, but it was really, I still had so much resistance. Like, I feel like I was scared of like, I'm scared of the social situations and like people saying like, oh, I can't, and then being like disappointed or something. Um, I think I'm also a bit scared that I might not enjoy that type of party because I'm like inviting more than ever before. Um, and I think I might be scared that it's gonna be like exhausting. Um, but at the same time, like half the people I invite probably can't come, so it's like I don't know how many will actually be there. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure why that was, but I think that also sort of like maybe irritated me. And then, oh my God, with the bookmark alley. So there's like I looked into this, right? And there's like so many different like things you can use, tools, whatever. So I found one tool and it wasn't working the entire time. I worked on this already like 2 days or something, and it just didn't work, and I absolutely didn't get why. And it just did like so weird things. Like I said, such weird behavior. And then yesterday, Zach looked at it for like a second or something, and I showed him like how it's behaving weird. And then he was like, "Have you tried turning off brave shields?" And I was looking at him like, how would that do this? Like, I know what it can do. Like, usually websites don't work, or they work, or you're stuck, or they freeze because there's a cookie sign which isn't showing, whatever. But, like, how would it do that? How would it make algorithms not work? Or, like, work weirdly? I was like, okay, I give it a try, but, like, I don't think this will work. And I did it, and it worked. Yeah. I could have cried. Like, I put so much work in this already, and it was all for nothing because essentially I was trying to fix the bug, which was yeah, done by Brave Shields. So yeah, but now it works, I guess. But that was really frustrating. So a lot of things yesterday, a lot of frustrating things. Um, but at the end of the day, we took a trip to Action outside in the. It was raining the entire time, which sucked. It was super cold, but it was still nice to sort of get out. Um, and then we watched some Critical Role, and I think we should have just kept on watching Critical Role because we then played like one game of Robinson Crusoe, and it was so frustrating. We put the game away after this, after it had been like sitting on our table for like 2 days because we were so into playing it. But now we're like, it's so frustrating. We cannot. We're playing like the introduction scenario with a ability which makes it easier apparently. We died 3 or 4 times already, and we're not even close to surviving. Oh.